YouTubers, it is me, Wes, and today I'm going to be reviewing the LiteStix Titanium Crutches by Thomas Fetterman. These crutches, they are custom fit to your size. All you need to do is provide 3 simple measurements, a measurement from the hand grip down to the bottom or the floor, a measurement from your forearm, where you want it to come up to, down to the hand grip, then also a cuff size, which is the largest part of your forearm. Those 3 measurements will allow Thomas Fetterman and his team to provide you a custom fit crutch that'll last you a lifetime. Speaking of lasting a lifetime, Thomas Fetterman backs these LiteStix Titanium Crutches by a 10-year warranty, which is, as far as I know, the best warranty in the industry. These crutches are fairly lightweight. So lightweight, as a matter of fact, that Thomas Fetterman says himself that if you have the right size crutch and the right tips on it, the crutches can actually float in the water. So if you go swimming or boating with them, they'll actually float when they fall in the water. Now, I wouldn't necessarily try that myself. He does recommend to test it first in a bath, but if you can't get it to float, you can always add something like a styrofoam piece around the end, and then it can float in the water. Also, the tips, which I am using here called the Tornado Air Tips, they are less dense than water. And Thomas Fetterman has a cool experience with that, where he was fishing at the beach using his crutch in the sand to hold his fishing pole, and he actually lost his tip in the waves. He thought he lost it for good, but then he went out there and he found the tip himself. It was there floating on the surface of the water. So the next thing I want to talk about is the build quality of these crutches. They are made out of titanium. It's a titanium tube. It is custom bent and cut to length to fit your size, and also the arm cuff up here is riveted into the main titanium body, and you use a stainless steel construction wherever there's any bolts, which right now the only bolt on the thing is right up at the custom crutch cuff link, and this allows it to act like a hinge here. The LiteStix arm cuffs face slightly inward with an opening that allows you to take your hand out quickly if you need to, but it also allows you to lift your arm up and grab stuff if you need to grab something high. And the best part is, they're custom fit to your forearm. The plastic body of the arm cuff is quite rigid. It's not something that can bend too easily. There is ways to adjust it slightly if you need to, but all in all, it's made out of a very durable plastic. Inside the cuff link, there's a leather pad, which can be taken off. It's held in by a Velcro pad. You can replace this as it wears down over time, which is probably one of the few components that you ever will need to replace on these crutches. The other couple components will be the hand grip, that might wear down over time. Don't know really how long, maybe a few years, maybe 5 years. And crutch tips depends on how often you use your crutches. If you're a light user, they'll last a lot longer than if you're a heavy user. But in general, the Tornado Air crutch tips are the lightest that he offers, but they also have the least durability, although they are much more durable than the typical crutch tips you get with any other crutch. Also, the Tornado Air crutch tips weigh only 2.2 ounces per tip. That's in comparison to the 4.6 ounces that the original Tornado tips that Thomas Fetterman himself designed weighed. So these are less than half the weight of his original tips and still have really good durability. Now onto the grips. These grips, they're his performance grips. They have some sort of gel inside, not super soft, fairly rigid, but it's ergonomically shaped to fit to the shape of your hand. Although I find them to be not my favorite crutch grip, but they're definitely pretty comfortable. I would probably prefer the hand grips that are called the fin grips, and those have a more ergonomic shape for your thumb and your palm as they rest on the crutch. And that's a personal preference, but in general, I have been pretty happy with these hand grips. One of the things I find often on crutches are that the hand grips tend to slide off. They just kind of fall off over time. And for me, that happens within 6 months to a year, especially if they get wet or I'm in a hot climate and there's moisture and humidity in the air. The adhesive that holds it on just breaks apart and they fall right off. And crutches because of that. I could replace the hand grip, but at that point there's already other things with the crutches that are annoying, like the noise they make and other things like that. Previously, I was using the in-motion crutches, which had a fairly ergonomic hand grip that I was talking about, kind of like the fin grip, and they also had a shock absorber spring in the bottom. However, that shock absorber, over the course of a year or two, eventually started squeaking and making the most awful noise, and it was getting really stuck when I would try to move around with it. So I had to trash those crutches, and those were like $130 pair of crutches that I bought. With 3 kids of my own right now that are all under 5 years old, having crutches that make a lot of noise, especially when I'm trying to get around in the evening or at night, just is a no-go for me. I want silent crutches, and Thomas Fetterman says these are silent. And he's right, these are extremely silent. In general, the cufflinks don't make any noise when they move up and down. It doesn't make any noise when you walk on it like this. And in general, they're just very durable, strong, solid crutches. Overall, I feel like these crutches from Thomas Fetterman, these LiteStix crutches, are awesome, that they will last a lifetime for me. From the titanium construction, which is corrosion resistant to salt water and other kinds of conditions that you may be in, to the durable arm cuff and the awesome tornado air tips and the nice performance hand grips, this crutch is definitely one that I see myself having for the rest of my life. Whether it's always my main crutch or a backup crutch later in life, it's nice to know that these will last a lifetime. So the words that I'd use to describe this crutch is solid, durable, weatherproof, light, and quiet. And while these crutches are quite expensive, it does have the 10-year warranty with it, so the investment, in my opinion, is probably worth it if you want a crutch that will last you a lifetime, but they might be out of the range that some people can spend right now. These titanium crutches I did receive from Thomas Fetterman in exchange for an honest review here on YouTube, and I just wanted to say that I did use these for the last 2 months before recording this video, and I've given them a nice run through of their paces. So I just want to let you know that I didn't just get these and make a quick video saying how they were the best thing ever. I have put these through their paces. I've been through 3 or 4 pairs of crutches already since being an amputee, and these, let me just tell you, are by far the best crutch I've ever used. Thank you, and I hope you have a great one. Leave a question, comment below, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. AMP for life, yeah!